I would like to introduce you to two remarkable Black women, Nannie Helen Burroughs and Mary McCleod Bethune. I was introduced to them last fall when I read the book From Lament to Advocacy, a collection of essays on Black religious education and public ministry. Both were born in the South in the late 1800s, 1879 and 1875, respectively. Both had very humble beginnings. Both possessed a strong desire for education at an early age, at a time when the education of Black girls was not a higher priority in the United States. Both became leaders, both in education and in the public arena. Both put their faith at the center of their work. A speech by Nannie Helen Burroughs entitled How the Sisters Are Hindered from Helping at the National Baptist Convention in 1900 led to the establishment of the Women's Convention Auxiliary of the National Baptist Convention. She established a school for Black girls in Washington, D.C. to prepare them for vocations as missionaries, Sunday school teachers, and domestic service workers. She was committed to the holistic growth of young people, women's leadership development, and the need for women to move beyond the walls of the church and engage in community efforts to improve the Black experience. Black history was a required subject to instill pride in an oppressed race. Her educational vision did not exclude young men, but she felt that women and girls had a special responsibility to their communities that only they could fulfill. Mary McCleod Bethune is regarded as the most influential Black woman in the United States, or at least one of them, and I had never heard of her. She trained to be a missionary to Africa at the Scotia Seminary and the Moody Bible Institute, but she was denied a position because she was Black. She took a teaching position in Georgia instead. Later on, with faith in God, $1.50, and no guarantee of a salary, she began a school in Daytona, Florida, offering instruction in English, industrial arts, and biblical studies, once again for Black girls. But her role extended beyond education to public advocacy. She was a developer and leader of the National Association of Colored Women, the National Council of Negro Women, the Federal Council on Negro Affairs, and the Division of Negro Affairs of the National Youth Administration, established by President Franklin D. Roosevelt. After her school merged with another in 1923, she served as president of that school for almost 20 years. Both of these women experienced triple sources of oppression in their lives: gender-based discrimination of Black women, economic discrimination against the poor, and social discrimination based on humble family beginnings, and yet they accomplished what seemed to be impossible. 3 lessons that can be learned from their lives or endeavors is that Christian religious education is an intentional practice, instilling racial pride is non-negotiable, and activism is not an option, but mandatory. Their legacy is still influential.